What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully you're having a great day. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about functions. If you guys are new around here, this video does help you guys out, or you do enjoy it, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn those post notifications on. I also have a Patreon. If you guys care to support me, link down below in the description. Go check it out. I also have a Discord. If you guys want to ask questions to get help or help other people, link down below in the description as well. And please leave me feedback or ask your questions down below in the comment section, and let's get into it. Oh, one last thing. If you didn't watch the last episode of this series, we went over variables. Watching this series is a continuation from the last episode, so if you didn't watch it, you might be a little bit confused. There's a card at the top right hand corner of the screen. You can click that and it'll take you back to the last video. Anyway, let's get started. Thinking of functions, they are an amazing thing. They are basically a way to organize your code. It's really simple, honestly. So looking at our last script, we still have a couple of variables initialized. Do you remember how we would type out print and then we would put something within print? Well, print itself is actually a function. So you've already been using functions if you used print. Now, remember when we would put something inside of print? Like we would put a variable such as jump part, or you can just put a string directly into it such as hey. This is an argument or a parameter. Let me go ahead and actually create a function. Remember how we make all the variables with local? Well, that's what we're going to do with a function as well. So the way you create a function is you type out local function and then the name of the function. So let's name this function test print. Then we do parentheses and then we can click enter and it should make end for us. Now with inside this function, we can just type out print and we can print out whatever we want. We can even print out a variable from above. So if we want to print out the part name, we can go ahead and do that. So right here, we made a function. Really simple, right? Now, we actually have to call the function, so the function's ran. You know what? Let's start the game up and see if anything happens. So absolutely nothing happens. And the reason for that is because we did not actually call the function that we created. The way that you call the function is by typing out the function name. For some reason, my auto-completion keeps disappearing every single time. It's really annoying. So yeah, we would type out test print and then add the parentheses. Let's run our game now after we're calling the function. So now we can see the word jump has been printed out. The reason that the word jump has been printed out is because the part name is jump. Just for further example, let's just go ahead and throw in a random string in there and we can see that's also been printed out as well. We can click that and we can see, yes, this has been printed out. So what we just did is we created a function and then we also called the function. Now you might be thinking, why do we use this? Well, it's actually really simple. Functions are actually amazing for organizing code. So let's actually do something with these functions rather than just making test functions. Now there's actually more that we can do with a function. So you see the parentheses right here? Inside of these parentheses, we can actually provide an argument or create a parameter. This function name is test print. Maybe we want to provide that string or that argument or whatever we want printed out from somewhere else, not directly inside of here. So we can name this parameter whatever we want. We can call it what we want to print, but I'm going to call it string because that's what we're going to do. We're going to provide it a string. And then what we would do is now with inside of this function, we have this parameter. So we're going to be getting a piece of data when we call this function. We can put that piece of data inside of print. And basically what that's doing is when this function's called, a piece of data is going to be sent along with it. That piece of data is going to be assigned to the variable called string. So then we're taking string and then we can do whatever we want with it. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to print it. So now when I call this, I actually should provide it data. If I don't provide it data, it's going to throw an error. So let's go ahead and we can even provide it with part name. And then we could also call the variable again and we can make our own string. So I am a string. And now let's go ahead and start this. As you can see, jump has been printed out and I'm a string has been printed out. Now, once again, think about this. What we're doing with this is we're now saying we want to accept a piece of data when we call this function. This is the name of the variable that is going to be holding the data which is sent to us. So we could literally name this that. We can name it that. There's no reason to, but then we copy and paste it into here and we restart our game and that'll be completely fine. And we can see that's still printed out. Let's actually start to use functions for a reason and actually incorporate that into our game. So remember, if we go into workspace, we go into jumps, we go into jump and we see our script. Our script is a child of the jump part. So if we look at jump, it's got a couple of different properties. Let's go ahead and change the brick color. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a local function change color, parentheses, enter. And then we're going to say jump part dot brick color equals brick color dot random. So now we just created a function which gets the jump part and gets its color, and we're actually setting the color to a random brick color which we put right here. So now of course we have to call that function, and now let's start the game. Once we get in the game, we can see the color is different. Now let's try this again, but instead of setting the color directly inside of here, let's pass through using an argument the color that we want to change it to. So we'll name the arguments this time brick color, copy that, and then paste that here. So now what this is going to do is it's going to set the brick color to the color that we feed it right here. So let's go ahead and do brick color dot, and then we could do random. So now we're going to call this function and we're going to provide it the color that we want to. We could do random, we could do red, we could do whatever color we want. We're sending this data to this function, and then it's going to set the brick color doing it this way. So now we see it's red. Now let's also go ahead and make another function called change material, and then we're going to accept the material, and then we're going to get the jump part. We're going to get the material. We're going to get the material property, and we are going to set it to whatever material that we feed through here. So now once again, change material. Now we need to pass through a material, and materials are actually a little bit more confusing. I probably should have done it with something else, but the way the materials are set up is we actually have to get an enum, we have to get a material enum type, and then we can pick an enum through here. So we're going to say cobblestone. That's the material we want to change it to. To make it a little bit more simpler, because enums might be a little bit complicated to understand, we're going to do local function, and now we'll pick another property from here, and let's just say cast shadow. Change cast shadow, and then we're going to say boolean, and then we're going to say jump part dot cast shadow equals boolean. Let's call the change cast shadow function, and then let's provide it a boolean. So we're just going to change it to false. So we've got 3 different functions, and now let's go ahead and run it. All right, so as we can see, the color is now red, the material is now cobblestone, and it's also not casting a shadow, which might not be too noticeable, but it's no longer casting a shadow. So you might be thinking, well, what is the point of even creating these functions because they're so small? And you're not wrong. If you're only going to have like literally one line of code, you don't exactly need a function for it. It's kind of pointless because it takes more code to write a function than to actually just write the code that you're wanting to use. For a lot of things, you're actually going to be writing a lot of code. It's going to be a lot longer than 1 line. It's going to be a lot longer than 2 lines, and that's when functions are actually useful. Now, we can also sort of combine functions as well. So let's say that we wanted to change the brick color and the material. Let's say change color and material. Then what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a comma, and then we're going to add a second argument to this function, and we're going to say material. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do jump part dot material equals material. So nothing much changed here. This, we still have brick color. The brick color is equal to the brick color. Now we just added another argument to this, and material. So material equals material. So we can delete this function right here. We'll actually just delete both those functions. We can delete this one. And now, since we renamed our function, we have to say change color and material. So now we're still going to provide the brick color, but then we're just going to put a comma in between this, and now we're going to provide a material. So enum.material dot whatever material we want. We'll do brick this time. Now we go ahead and start it, and there we go. It changed it to red, and it also changed the material as well. So you can pass through as many arguments as you want. arg3, arg4, 5, and so on. Okay, so right now, what we've shown with functions is how to create a function, how to call a function, how to pass through arguments, and how to make the function do something. Like right here, we are setting the brick color. We can also have functions which do something and then return a value. So let's go ahead and create a local function, and we're just going to say choose color, and then we're going to accept a number argument. Now in the next episode, we're going to be covering if statements. So this might be a little bit confusing to use, but don't worry, the if statement isn't the important part here. I'm just trying to give you guys a good example. So we're going to say if number equals 0, then, now this is important, the keyword would be return. And what we actually want to do is we want to return a brick color. So we're going to name the method choose brick color, and we're going to return brick color dot blue. And now we're going to make an else if number equals 1, then return brick color dot red. Okay, so now imagine this. We just made a method which is called choose brick color, and what we're going to provide to it is a number. The only numbers that matter for this example is 0 and 1. If we send through 0, it's actually going to return to us this brick color right here called blue. If we provide 1, it's actually going to return to us the red brick color. So now what we can do is we can create a variable called chosen brick color equal to, and then we can call the function. So choose brick color, and then we can provide it a number. So we're going to go ahead and provide it 1. Now we can actually use this variable, and we can put it right into our change color and material function. So what this is going to do is we're creating a brand new variable to the return value of this function. So if we're going to pass through 1, it's going to give us red. So what this is going to do is it's going to call this function, provide the number, then this function is just going to go through, and it's going to look for if it's 0, and if it's not 0, then it's going to see is it 1, and if it's 1, then we're going to get red. Then this variable is going to be equal to the value value which this function returns, which is going to be red in this scenario. We're just plugging in this variable right to here, which is going to send brick color red right to here. So let's go ahead and start this up and see how it works. And just like that, the brick color was red. Now we can also change that to 0 and the brick color will be blue. So there we go. We can see the brick color is blue. Now we also don't even have to assign a variable to this. We could actually do this directly where we call the function. So now what we're doing is we are going to call this function, but before we call this function is actually going to run with the argument that we passed to it, which is 0. And this function is going to return brick color blue. So what it's going to do is it's basically going to pass through brick color blue as the argument here. So we're going to go ahead, start this up, and we can see blue. So once again, we made a function which actually does something. Functions are really good for helping keeping your code organized. And also we can have functions which return something. These are all extremely useful. Functions are amazing and I love them so much, and you guys are going to be using functions so often. We're going to keep exploring functions and going a little bit deeper and deeper into functions and showing more use cases because you're going to be using functions all the time. Definitely expect to learn more about them, but for right now, I'm trying to show you the surface level things to keep you guys interested and understanding the very basics of it. Anyway, hopefully this video did help you guys out. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you smash the like button and hit the subscribe button and turn those post notifications on if you guys want to see some more Roblox development videos. Additionally, if you guys have any questions or feedback, leave in the comment section down below. I also have a Patreon. Go check it out if you wish to support me. I also have a public Discord if you guys would like to join in and ask your questions or help other people. Link down below in the description as well. Go check it out. Anyway, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.